My name is Isabella. I'm 24 years old. I left Brazil alone, chasing a new life. I landed in London. Cold air hit fast. Everything felt big, and I felt small. At the airport, nervous. New words everywhere around me. Signs, voices, announcements. None made sense. I held my phone, used a translation app, typed slowly, breathed deeply, and followed the signs. People walked so fast. No one smiled much. But I kept walking, trying to look confident. My bag was heavy, my heart even more. I missed home already, but couldn't look back. I found a train, figured out the route, asked for help softly. A man just nodded. Outside, the streets buzzed. Red buses, black taxis, old buildings and lights, so different from home. I reached my hostel, a shared room upstairs. 5 beds, 1 light, but at least warmth. That night, I cried, then smiled through tears. Because I made it, and tomorrow would begin. London felt so different. The air was gray. The streets moved fast, and I moved slower. Everyone had headphones on. No one made eye contact. It felt distant, but not unfriendly. The weather surprised me. Rain came and went. Umbrellas opened like magic everywhere at once. I missed the sun, the loud streets of Brazil, the colors, the noise. Here felt almost quiet. I walked every day. New neighborhoods, old buildings, parks with green benches and people walking dogs. The food confused me. Beans at breakfast? Strange. But I tried everything: fish, curry, tea. Crossing streets was hard. Cars came the wrong way. I looked twice, still almost got hit. The tube was loud. Signs in strange words. But I followed colors and reached my stop. I saw cultures everywhere. Different faces, different languages, but all living here together in one city. I felt out of place, but also very alive. Like London whispered, "Just keep going, girl." People spoke so fast. I couldn't understand anything. Even hello felt different, too fast, too sharp. I nodded and smiled, hoping they'd walk away. Sometimes they laughed, not always kindly. I went to cafes, pointed at the menu, said, "This please," quietly, then prayed it worked. Once I said chicken, they brought me fish. I just smiled and ate in silence. I avoided conversations daily, afraid to say wrong, afraid to look dumb or be laughed at. I watched English shows with subtitles in Portuguese, then switched slowly to English-only mode. I wrote new words in a small notebook, everyday phrases like, "How much is it?" I used Google Translate, typed, copied, spoke slowly. Sometimes it helped, sometimes made things worse, but I kept trying. One word, one mistake, one awkward moment after the next. I didn't speak well, but I refused silence, because language is survival, and I wanted to stay. I needed money fast. My savings were low. London was expensive. Even bread felt luxury. I printed my resume. Just 1 page only. Simple words, short sentences, but full of hope. I walked for hours, street by street, door by door, smiling, sweating, nervous, asking for a chance. Most said no, sorry. Others said, "Come back." Some didn't answer, just looked away. I sat in parks, rested, cried, tried again. fixed my hair, and walked more. One man was kind. He took my paper. "Try here," he said, and pointed next door. It was a cafe, small, warm, smelled amazing. A woman came out and asked, "Experience?" I said no experience, but smiled and said, "I can learn anything." She looked at me. She said, "Come tomorrow." Just 2 words, but they felt like a miracle. That night, I smiled, not because I had a job already, but because I had hope. I didn't sleep much. My heart beat fast. I practiced words alone in the mirror. I wore simple clothes, jeans, a clean shirt, hair tied back, trying to look ready. I walked to the cafe, 10 minutes early, shaking, hands sweating, mind racing, but I kept going. The woman smiled gently. She said, "Hi, Isabella." That one word. She remembered my name. She asked a question. I understood just half. I said, "Sorry," then guessed the rest. We both laughed softly. I said, "I try." She said, "You learn, that's what matters here." She showed the counter, the menu, the machine. I listened carefully, nodded, tried not to panic. She gave small tasks. Wipe tables, clean cups. I did everything slowly, but with care. She watched my hands, then looked at me and simply said, "You can start Monday." I left in silence, then smiled outside alone, because I was scared, but finally seen. I got the job. 4 small words, but they changed everything for me. It wasn't big, just part-time hours. Low pay, short shifts, but it was mine. I told my parents. They cried on video. They said, "We're proud." And I cried too. I bought new shoes. Nothing fancy, just comfortable. For standing all day and walking with purpose. I practiced greetings again. "Good morning." "Black coffee?" My accent strong, but smile stronger. I cleaned the tables, learned the register fast, burned my hand once, but kept working. My manager helped me. She spoke slowly, clearly. She said, "You're improving every single day." The other workers smiled. They started saying hi. One taught me how to steam milk. At the end, I looked around proud. It wasn't a dream. It was my beginning. I walked home tired, but my heart felt full for once, because I belonged somewhere. I woke up early, too nervous. Checked the time, still had an hour. I walked in shaking. My apron felt heavy. The coffee smell helped. It felt like home. First customer said latte. I said, "Sorry, what?" They repeated slowly. Still confused me. I pressed wrong buttons. Dropped a clean spoon. Spilled hot milk once. Blushed and apologized fast. A coworker smiled kindly. He whispered, "Don't worry, everyone messes up, even on day 10. I kept wiping counters, listening, watching, learning, repeating every word until it made sense. Someone asked for sugar. I gave them salt. They laughed so hard and tipped me anyway. Lunch break was short. I sat outside quietly, feet tired, hands sore. But I was smiling. At closing, I stayed, helped without being asked. Manager nodded silently. And that meant everything. My first day ended. Not perfect, not smooth, but I showed up, and I would return. Each day got easier. I understood more words, not all, but more than before. I learned by listening. Coffee orders taught me. Flat white, extra shot, new vocabulary daily. I made flashcards nightly, small notes on paper, taped to the wall, next to my mirror. I talked to coworkers, slowly with short sentences, sometimes wrong, but always brave. I asked simple questions. What time break? Where is this? No fear anymore. One customer noticed me. He said, "Nice accent." I laughed and replied, "I'm still learning." I watched British shows. Subtitles helped a lot. Soon I started thinking in English. I read menus aloud, practiced on the bus, even dreamt once, using English words. My words got smoother, not perfect, but stronger, and each mistake became a lesson. English became power, not just survival anymore, but part of me, becoming someone new. At first, I was alone. No friends, no plans, just work and walking, then straight to sleep. One day, after closing, a coworker asked me, "Want to grab something?" I said, "Yes." We went for fries. He was from Colombia. He spoke slowly and smiled like home. He introduced me later to two other girls, one from Spain and one from India. We shared our stories, struggles with English, jobs, cold weather, cheap food, and missing family. They understood everything, not just my words, but my feelings too. It felt safe. We started meeting often. Picnics, cheap dinners, Netflix nights with snacks, laughter without pressure. We helped each other with phrases and slang, with flat hunting and late-night sadness. They weren't just friends. They were my family, chosen in a city, far from everything familiar. Now I had people, not many, but enough. And in their company, London started feeling warm. I wake up early. The city feels familiar. Buses, smells, voices, now part of me. I walk with confidence, order coffee with ease, smile at strangers, and feel at home. My English still grows. Some words still confuse, but I speak daily without fear now. I send money home, call my parents weekly. We laugh, we cry. They say they're proud. I visit museums alone, sit in busy parks, watch the people, and feel connected. London isn't easy. It's loud and cold, but it taught me how strong I am. I'm not the same, not the scared girl from the airport. I've changed deeply. I found my rhythm, my corner of life, my favorite street, and my quiet strength. Some days are hard, but now I know I belong here, exactly where I am. I live in London, not as a tourist, but as a woman who built her place. What did you think of Isabella's story? Have you ever moved to a new country and started from zero? What was your biggest challenge in learning English? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your story too. If this story moved you and you enjoy real stories told in simple English, please like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next story. And remember, even small steps can lead to big changes.